Hello, everyone. My name's Steve Soloff with InformTheVoteNJ.com, and welcome to our special series on local elections. We're here with independent candidate Peter Vallorosi, who's running for U.S. Senate. With the decline of newspapers, finding comprehensive and reliable information about candidates can be challenging because a lot of the info is scattered all over the internet. Our goal is to provide you with in-depth comparative insights to help you make informed decisions. And the goal of this interview is to do some follow-up and digging beyond what is already accessible on the internet. So, welcome, Peter. How are you?
How are you, Steve?
So, first off, can you elaborate on some of your background and experience that would make you relevant for U.S. Senate?
I've been always had my own businesses, so I'm running businesses since 1992. I'm a family guy, married for 30 years, have 4 kids, raised them well, and it's a big accomplishment. I think that's the biggest accomplishment in my life is family.
Right. Raising a family is the core of society,
Yep.
And if you can do that well, hopefully you can apply
Yes.
those principles elsewhere.
Absolutely.
And we were talking a little bit when you first showed up. What about your personality might make you different than either the other candidates or some of the people who are already in office?
Well, I have strong convictions. What I say I'm going to do, I'm going to do. I'm not going to promise you the moon and change it midstream. I'm a fighter, and I will fight to get what has to be done to get this country back on track. And, I can't say other candidates would do that. I can't say they won't. All I know is I will.
Very well understood. So on your website, you have many key issues and proposed bills. Can you explain which issue you are most passionate about and why?
I really don't have one that is my favorite. I got 3 that go together to make up one. And also, you can't leave out the border. This country's falling apart without this border being secured. So the border must be secured. My 3 top issues after that are going to be smaller government, lower taxes, and a balanced budget. If you do all 3 of those things, 90% of the battle is done, because you can't spend what you're not giving the government to spend.
Right. Yeah, I did read your website, and that seems very consistent with the overall tone of it.
Now, Steve, when I say a smaller government, I'm not saying cut 5% here. I'm talking some total agencies need to be cut. They're redundant, like the Department of Education. Why is that in Washington, D.C.? Who teaches your kids better than local government, local Board of Education? It should be moved back to the states. They should have the power. And, if you need a shell of a Department of Education up there, that's fine. Department of Transportation, same thing. It's redundant. And you're taking away, the worst thing is you're taking the power away from the states, giving it to the federal government. Federal government doesn't do many things right.
Right. Yeah, the way I see that sometimes is people can overreach. They try to do too much, and trying to do broad sweeping solutions doesn't always work out when the people who are local know what's going on.
They take your real estate tax and they send it to Washington, D.C., and then you're hoping that some of it comes back to you. Why? That's your money. It should be staying locally.
Yep, cool. And okay, in terms of your legislative priorities, how do your proposed bills differ from those of your competitors?
Well, once again, I can't speak about my competitors. I don't know exactly what they're going to do or what they say they're going to do. We need, as far as bills go, we need to reduce our government. Once again, I mean, I'm going to be redundant because these 3 things are the most important things we need to do. And government, they say they're going to do it, they never do it. Our spending keeps on going up. We're $35 trillion in debt. How can we do this? How can we sustain this? We're letting people in from the borders. We're supporting them. We're getting worse, deeper in debt. We need to, instead of talking about solving problems, we need to solve the problems. we don't solve anything right now.
Yeah, sounds to me like a lot of reprioritization and restructuring.
And have a goal. Set the goal and meet that goal. Don't just set the goal for the sake of saying it. They say a lot of things. We got to do this. We got to do. They do nothing. They have not accomplished anything. I don't. Americans don't even have confidence in the government anymore. That's not good. They shouldn't be. They should be looking at the government as if they're taking care of us. They're watching out for us. They don't. I personally look at the government as they're a bully agency. The IRS. If you don't do the right thing, they're coming after you. That's not right. You shouldn't be fearing your government.
Yep, I understand.
The government should be fearing us. What? Jefferson said that.
Yep, I understand that. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay, so Inform the Vote NJ is mainly focused on Cumberland County. Now, I understand you're running for U.S. Senate, but a lot of times Senate policy can affect the state and the whole country. So in terms of focusing on individual counties, and maybe we can dive into some specifics about Cumberland County, what would your idea be to make sure that New Jersey is strong all around?
Well, I mean, as far as each county, you got representatives. So I'm assuming they're going to be doing their job. I will work with every county, and I want to be, hand in hand, solving problems. So if there's a problem in Cumberland County, I want to be hands-on. I want to solve it. I don't know. I can't tell you what the issues are there, but I can tell you if I'm a U.S. Senate, I will be making sure everything's running smoothly.
So yeah, let me just give you a little bit of info about what's going on down there, so that should you get to your position, you're just aware. So as is kind of inherent by this interview, a lot of the newspapers have shut down, and there's no centralized sources of information anymore, or at least not.
There are centralized. They're just CNN, Fox, MSNBC, and people getting the wrong information because these agencies have an agenda.
Sure, but I guess what I'm saying is, in my county, we used to have the Daily Journal that used to cover people like you, or at the county commissioner level, and it's almost like you've got some guy like me having to do the legwork for them.
That's great. I appreciate what you do.
Oh, sure.
I wish you're an investigative reporter as far as I'm concerned. I wish we had more of that.
Sure. I'm just saying, would you feel inclined to help get more structured information reliance, as in have some sort of third-party objective entity formally doing this on a more professional level?
One of my ideas is I really honestly feel that I need to create a website up to date on issues affecting New Jersey, affecting the country, and where the voters can go to, not just get my opinion, because my opinion may not be what everyone agrees on, but they should be able to get the information. We should know what people are voting on, how they're voting, and it should be all there for people to go through. Guys like you coming to me and say, hey, Pete, can I put this article up there? This is something that's very important to Cumberland County. Maybe I won't read it, but maybe my staff will, and they will look at it and say, yeah, this is something that should be on that. You need one centralized thing where people can get not just Republican information, Democrat, Independent. Should be everything that pertains to New Jersey and the country.
Yeah, cool.
As Cumberland County goes, so will New Jersey, so will the country.
Yeah. I guess one of the other things particular about Cumberland County is we're one of the poorest, least paid attention to counties in the state. And we'll have problems such as not enough broadband infrastructure. We had a big deal last year about getting a Inflation Reduction Act grant where we could
Did you get money for it?
We did wind up taking the deal, but there was a lot of back and forth about how sound the plan was.
You say taking the deal. Was there bad things in this deal?
Well, the argument was, I'm not an expert on the subject, but my understanding from paying attention was. Oh no, I'm fine. Thank you.
Yeah, there's coffee in there.
Yeah.
I saw you put your arm up, so I thought maybe you
Oh no, I was just talking.
He must be Italian.
So, yeah, it was how sound the plan was about whether there was a good feasibility study done, or once the government starts to run it, are they going to run it efficiently and all that kind of stuff.
Steve, this is New Jersey. It's 2024. Everyone should have broadband. Everyone should have access to the internet. This is crazy. We're sending trillions or billions of dollars to other countries, and we didn't take care of New Jersey yet. I mean, I'm hearing this for the first time. This is insane.
Right. You would. I mean, I've traveled the world, and I'm driving down random roads in Vietnam, and I don't have to worry about internet access.
I mean, that's crazy. You're shocking me.
Right.
This is New Jersey. How can that be? Tells me our politicians have failed us, because that should have been a priority.
Right. And very similarly, there's a big problem in Cumberland County with sewage infrastructure and well infrastructure. A lot of businesses and residential areas are afraid to build up because they're not even going to be up to code with sewage and well.
Well, I think what you're basically outlining is take care of America first. We need to really specialize in that. This is our country. When we're strong, when America is strong, the rest of the world is stronger. When we're weak, the rest of the world is weaker. As we go, so does the world. Break it down to states now. How can that be? I don't understand these issues. I mean, I build for a living. There should be no sewage issues. This is infrastructure.
Yeah, basic.
It's the first thing that should be taken care of. So you're surprising me with that.
Yeah. So we have several issues like that going on, and
I'm sure
glad
I'm sure other counties is in the same.
Yeah, I'm sure too.
And they have different issues. This is something that I want to do. Part of my plan too is I want to have a key person in each zip code, so that they can directly communicate with my office. I think that I can't hear everyone's crying, everyone's pain, but if the strategic person in each zip code, I'm saying zip code, maybe it could be county, maybe it could be a town, you begin a lot, but better communication with the people of New Jersey, so that we as politicians, or I hate to use that word, but we can serve the people better. We're here to serve the people. We're not doing that.
Right.
People don't care. These politicians don't care. And that's our issue. That's why we're in the state. That's why you have infrastructure and problems in Cumberland County.
Right.
Because the politicians don't care.
Cool. So I'm glad to hear that should you be elected, you would have trusted liaisons just communicating so that
communicating directly to the
what
office.
are the problems, and we can start solving them.
And if it's something my office can handle, they will handle it. If it's something they can't, I'm not going to just say, well, I'm sorry, we can't handle it. You got to be handing them off to the right people to make sure it gets done. And then that liaison could be reporting back saying, yes, it did get taken care of, or no, they dropped the ball. The pressure's got to be that strong. It's got to be that important that the issues get resolved. I am a guy that likes to solve issues, not a guy that likes to talk about them. I want to solve them.
Very well understood. Let's see. And then I know I've brought this up and we've kind of already addressed it, but just as one final time to ask it, is there any other additional information that you would want to put forward to help people just differentiate? I know I've already mentioned it, but it's a lot of information. Yeah. Any independent-minded person like myself is looking at 18 people we may or may not have ever heard of before. And so anything that helps streamline that, it would be helpful.
Once again, I said it to you before earlier. I don't think we're on tape yet, but I'm not too concerned with the other candidates. I don't look at their websites. I don't look to see what I don't care. I know what I'm doing. And it might sound a little. It's not very political. You like to get scoop on your other opponent, and you like to go after them. I don't do that. That's not what I'm about. I'm about looking at problems, solving the problems, and getting them done. Not talking about them. So as far as the other candidates, if they agree with me or if they don't, I don't care. I want the voters to go to someone else's site, check them out, check out my website, and compare. That's the voters got to make the decision. The biggest thing I want the voter to know is I will get done what I say I'm going to do. That's it in a nutshell. Maybe the other candidates will say the same thing. I don't know. Once again, I don't care, but I know me. I will get it done.
Sounds very good. Cool. So, thanks everybody for tuning in. Again, this is candidate Peter Vallorosi. He's going to be not on the primary. He's going to be in the general election as an independent.
November 5th.
November 5th. Yep. Don't forget to register and vote and all that good
please.
stuff. If you want more in-depth information, he has a full website that you can find on informthevotenj.com. What's your
votepeter.us. Votepeter.us.
Cool. So informthevotenj.com, votepeter.us.
And important thing, on there is my phone number. Someone wants to call me, text me, I will communicate directly with people. That's what I'm all about.
It's very much needed.
I'm not hiding.
Yeah, I use that line a lot too.
Yeah.
You want to get a hold of me? You want to get something done?
Absolutely.
Give me a call.
Absolutely. Steve, you're a great guy. Thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Very nice to meet you. Lots of information. Great.
Thank you.